Hello, I'm Rick Stivers with Young Martin's Reels. Today's project is going to be this Shakespeare $9.99 reel, and this one seems pretty tight. It's not not as locked up as a lot of them I've seen, but it definitely needs some work. So we're going to start off taking off the cover. This is a really simple looking reel. Okay, we're going to take off. That is not a nut. So let me get a screwdriver and try again. Okay, there we go. That is not a hex nut. Okay, there's the screwdriver round nut. There's the star washer, and there is the rotor. There's nothing to that rotor. Okay, let's see what we have here. All right. This locks in like that. Okay, it comes out. Okay, this is the spring for the center right here, and I guess if it broke, it looks like it wouldn't really be that difficult. Looks like probably about a 24 spring wire. We're not going to mess. I don't think we're going to have to mess with that except to get the axle shaft out. All right, let's see. We do not have any. Okay, we're gonna have to drive that pin out, and it's plastic. I'm hoping it's not going to break. Let's put that in the center of it, and let's try just pushing first. Yep, pushing got the job done. Okay, here we go. Wow, this reel reminds me a lot of the South Bend that I just did. Okay, we're going to pull this spring over a little bit. There we go, and that allows us to remove the axle shaft. And the axle shaft can be taken apart by taking out that clip right there, and that'll take this spring off and allow the gear. But as long as it's moving freely, there's no need to. Okay, and come over here, take off the handle. There's the handle, and we're going to take off the star drag and the tension washer. And now all of this should slide right out of the front. Well, I say it should. Maybe if we keep it in. Now that's wedged in there. Okay, what if we push the sleeve out? Yeah. Let's work on pushing that sleeve. There we go. There comes the sleeve out. Now with the sleeve out, this hopefully will then angle enough to allow, yep, and everything will come out just like that. Okay, there's our shim washer. There's our anti-reverse cog. There's the pressure washer for the drag. There is the drag washer itself, the main gear, and okay, let's go ahead and take this apart. Take off the anti-reverse cog. Take this drag washer cog off. Now this, you don't have to separate those two if you don't want to. As long as it separates from one side or the other, you're okay. And then we'll take this side off, and that leaves us and you don't, again, you don't have to separate this one if you don't want to, but there we go. Because there's a good chance you could break it taking it off if you're not careful. Okay, there we go. All right, and the only thing left is the anti-reverse claw, and it may or may not come out of there. Let's grab a hold of it and see if I can lift it out. Yep, it comes out. Okay. All right, now that's one that you can get in there backwards, so you got to make sure that it goes in this way, like that. Okay, with the hook to the top. All right, and everything else here, this is not going to be fun to get the line off of. Yeah, it won't be too bad once I put this back on. There, lock that down. Now the line will pull off okay. And I'm going to strip that line off because this is going to go out to a kid, and I'm going to put new line on it. All right, parts are cleaned up. It looks like it's time to put it back together. We're going to start off by building up this main gear. And the first thing that's got to go on that is going to be one of the drag washers. Then goes the main gear, like that. Followed up by another drag washer. Followed up by the pressure plate for the drag. Followed up by the anti-reverse cog. Okay, followed up by this shim washer. All right, with all that done, I'm going to go back and we're going to reinstall this anti-reverse claw. And we're going to do that by first putting a drop of oil on the post that it rides on and a little bit on the body. And we'll set this back in there like that. Now, if we slide this piece in first, this gear won't go in. So we have to leave that out while we put this in. Okay, so we're going to slide the main gear in, and everything kind of has to wiggle around, be loose like that. Okay, slide the main gear down, put this in, get everything to go in like that. Then hold up on this, and let's go ahead and put oil on the outside, oil on the inside, and let's hold all that together while we slide that sleeve back on. Okay, with that done, we're going to put this tension washer on, and then we're going to install the drag star. There we go. Okay. Okay, we got that part done. Let's go ahead and oil and grease the main gear and the axle shaft. So we're going to go ahead and put some grease on the pinion gear. Now, if this will not move like this, you may have to take this apart to get this cleaned up. Okay, so this should be able to move back and forth like that. Okay, we're going to go ahead. Because this is a plastic body, I normally oil this, but because it's a plastic body, I want to make sure that I don't get any wear in there. So we're going to grease it up really good, and we're going to slide that axle shaft in, get it there. And it's not going all the way up, so No. It was none of that, folks. None of that was the problem. The problem is this spring out here. All right. Better? There we go. Okay. And I showed you guys all about that spring. And then I forgot it. All right. So that's back in. Let's go ahead and grease the main gear. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to set the button back into its hole. Get it in the bottom first, then rock it around to the top. Put the pin in. Get it lined up. And it should tap right in, like that. Okay, now the button is working. Okay, put the rotor back on. Gotta get it. There we go. And then, if you look very carefully, there's just a small little flat right there. Let's blow that up. Smallest, tiniest little flat. And that flat's got to go on there like that. Okay, so make sure that that's on there before you tighten this nut back down. Okay. Well, that's not a good screwdriver. There we go. Let's try again. For those of you who missed it, that's the screwdriver I was trying to put it in with. That's pretty much gone. Okay. Button out. Okay. There we go. Oh, missing one thing. I forgot to put the locking washer on. Locking washer on. Round screw nut on. Tighten it down. Okay, put the nut on the handle. There we go. Now, so I'm putting the line on. This one's ready to go. And I'll loosen the drag up a little bit. There we go. So, there you have the Shakespeare 999 model EC and made in the USA reel. Although I really would have thought this was made somewhere else. It's going to make a good reel for a kid. Some kid will like it because it's red, but it's actually a fairly solid little reel. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you didn't, hit the dislike button. Tell me what you didn't like about it. For now, that's Rick Stivers of Young Martin's Reels, signing out.